Hello friends, welcome to Concrete Technology course. In last lecture, we studied about storing, mixing of concrete ingredient and different types of mixers used for mixing of concrete. How concrete will be mixed or how ingredients of concrete are stored at a site. We saw in last lecture. Today we are going to see transportation of ingredient, how the concrete is will be deposited, detailed, then curing of concrete and somewhat of finishing of concrete. Let's see uh, one by one. In last lecture, we have studied the concreting operations like storing of ingredients of concrete, batching of ingredients of concrete, and mixing of ingredients of concrete. We also studied the types of mixers. Today, we see the study the concreting operations like transporting of concrete, deposition of concrete, compaction of concrete, curing of concrete, and finishing of concrete. The, the objective of this unit to appreciate the importance and precaution to be taken during the transportation of concrete, then describe the transporting operations, then explain the steps taken for precautions and preparation of surface before placing concrete. First, we see transportation of concrete. The process of carrying the concrete mix from the place of its mixing to the final position of deposition is called as transportation of concrete. The time factor is very important in case of transportation of concrete. The concrete mix should be transported as quickly as possible. Some points of transportation we will see. First is importance of transportation. The concrete mix should carry from its mixing place to final position of placement in a very short time. It will minimize the loss of water by evaporation. It will also not allow the concrete to become steep during transportation. The mix can be transported either manually or mechanically. In case of manual labor, the concrete is transported in iron pans, wheelbarrows, etc. Pumps or trucks or belt conveyors are used to transport the concrete mechanically. The concrete mix required at lower level is transported by the belt conveyor, and the at upper levels is hoisted by means of barrow lifts attached to the scaffolding. Next point is precautions in transportation of concrete. When water is added to cement, the process of hydration starts, and with the passage of time, the cement water paste starts solidifying, thus making concrete steeper. Concrete should be transported as quickly as possible to the formwork within the initial setting time of cement. The second point or second precaution should be taken. The process of mixing, transporting, placing and compacting concrete should not take more than 90 minutes if any cases. Third precaution is no water should be lost from the mix during transportation. Fourth precaution is the concrete mix should be protected from drying in hot weather and from rain during transport from the place of mixing to the position of placing. The cost of transportation should be as low as possible. Segregation of concrete should be prevented under all circumstances. RMC, that is ready mix concrete, in which the segregation is observed, should not be placed in any case. The concrete should be kept agitated in truck mixer in order to prevent it from becoming steep if more time is likely to be spent during transportation. And the permissible duration of transport of concrete should be determined before in lab before transportation of concrete. These are the precautions while transporting concrete from place of mixing to the place of deposition. Next point is transporting operations. The transporting operations used for concrete in order to discharge it directly into the position where it is required. First operation is transport of concrete by pans. Second is transport of concrete by wheelbarrows. Transport of concrete by tipping lorries. Transport of concrete in containers. Transport of concrete by belt conveyors, and transport of concrete by pumps at higher level. Next point is safety during transportation of concrete. The distance between wagons being moved by hand simultaneously in one direction should not exceed 20 meter in any case and 30 meter on slopes. The distance from the bottom of the skip to the surface on which it is discharged should not exceed 1 meter in any case if concrete is discharged from the skip. It means the height of placing concrete not more than 1 meter. Then places where lorries are discharged should be equipped with strong support for tipping lorries. Then no person should be present on the structure being concreted at the position of discharge of the tipping lorry. The whole system of the pipeline should be checked up by using hydraulic pressure 1.5 times the operating pressure before pumping concrete. Generally water is used for this purpose. It is for pumping of concrete. The driver of the hoist should be able to see the positions of charging and discharging the hoist when the mix is to be raised by the shaft hoist. The barrow run should be clean for the removal of dirt and concrete when concrete is transported by wheelbarrow. If the barrow run is located at a height of more than 1 meter, the boarded surface should not be less than 1.2 meter wide and fencing must be 1 meter high. The thickness of the board for fencing should not be less than 15 centimeter. These are the safety precautions during transportation of concrete. We see the operations, importance of transportation, then precautions of transporting of concrete, transporting operations, and safety during transportation of concrete. Now, the placement or deposition of concrete is main operation in concreting. The process of depositing the concrete in its required position is called placement of concrete. It is very essential to place concrete properly and carefully in order to obtain good quality of surface. Areas which will be in contact with concrete must be prepared carefully before placing concrete. Placing of concrete or deposition of concrete also have some point in which first is importance of placing of concrete. The quality of concrete depends on the method of placing it during concreting. If it is not placed properly, segregation will result. The formation of irregular and unsightly lines will also take place. Therefore, in order to remove the possibility of occurrence of segregation and irregular lines, it is very important to place concrete uniformly and properly at the places. These are the importance of placing of concrete. Next point is precautions while placing of concrete. The first is the concrete should not be thrown from a height of more than 1 meter to prevent segregation. The concrete should be deposited in horizontal layers of uniform thickness not exceeding 45 centimeters for mass concrete and 30 centimeters for reinforced concrete. No person should be allowed to walk over freshly laid concrete. The old surface should be made rough, clean and cement grouted before placing any new layer of concrete. The alignment of reinforcement of and formwork should not be disturbed in any case when concrete is placed in RCC members. The placing of concrete should start widthwise in reinforced cement concrete slab. These are the precautions while placing concrete. Move on the next point, that is preparation of surfaces before placing concrete. It is very essential to prepare a proper base or place before placing the concrete mix in order to develop proper bond between the base and fresh concrete. Before placing concrete, the different types of bases should be prepared. In case of hard concrete base, the coarse aggregate should be exposed by making the base rough. It is made rough by striking sand under high pressure, that is hand blasting. After this, the surface should be washed with water under pressure in order to remove the dust particles from it. After the surface is clean, a thin coat of cement paste is applied before the placing concrete over the hard surface. In the case of specially prepared sub bases, in case of brick solding and water bound macadam, base should be made rough with the help of steel brush. Dust and loose particles should be removed from the sub base before placing the concrete over it. Before placing the concrete, the water should be sprinkled over the surface. Next case is in the case of natural soil. Before placing any layer of concrete over natural soil, the soil should be compacted uniformly and its moisture deficiency should be removed initially in order to prevent it from absorbing moisture from beneath the concrete layers. And in case of rocky base, the sides should be cut in a vertical direction and not in sloping direction. All the loose particles should be removed of the rocky base. Before placing concrete, the water should be sprinkled over the surfaces. These are the precautions of surface before concreting, placing concrete. Next is compaction of concrete. The process of consolidating concrete mix after placing it in position is called as compaction of concrete. The object of compaction is to remove air from the concrete and to give maximum density to the concrete. Presence of more air voids will reduce the strength of concrete. It also ensures an intimate contact between the concrete and the surfaces of reinforcing steel and other embedded parts of the structure. During the process of compaction, it is important to note that the reinforcement should not be disturbed and the forms should not be damaged or displaced. If the compaction is not uniform, the concrete becomes porous, non homogeneous, and attains less strength. The mix to be used should have adequate workability for placing without any difficulty and in order to obtain maximum density. The mix should also not be too wet as it would otherwise cause segregations, lower density and excessive latence at the top. Importance of compaction. A considerable amount of air is entrapped in concrete along with the partial segregation of aggregates during the manufacture of concrete. It lowers the quality of concrete by making it porous and non homogeneous. The importance of compacting operations is to remove the entrapped air and arrange the ingredients uniformly to obtain better quality of concrete. The strength of concrete may reduce by 30% by the presence of only 5% voids in concrete. The density, durability, and strength of concrete are the factors which affects the quality of compaction. This is important importance of compaction in concreting. Uh, Next is compaction methods. It is very important to decide whether to use a workable mix with hand or a stepper mix with vibrations before considering the methods of compaction. It has been determined that a better surface with less blowholes is obtained for workable concrete. The compaction methods are classified as hand compaction, mechanical compaction, compaction by pressure and jolting, and compaction by spinning. Let's see one by one. Hand compaction method is adopted for pavements, narrow and deep members. Compactions must be uniform and concrete must reach to the corners of the formwork. Excessive compaction is not good because it will try to push the aggregates at the bottom, thus bringing the mortar at the surface. Iron rods and dammers are used for the hand compaction. Most concrete is compacted in successive layers of thickness not exceeding 30 cm by tamping with light dammers or tampering rods. Iron rods are used for compacting reinforced concrete works in layers not exceeding 15 cm thickness. Hand compaction is further classified as rodding, ramming, tamping. In rodding is adopted in case of unimportant concrete work of small magnitude. When rodding is used, the consistency of concrete is maintained at a higher level. The thickness of the layer is limited about 15 to 20 centimeter. Rodding is nothing but poking the concrete with about 2 meter long 16 millimeter diameter rod to pack the concrete between the reinforcement and sharp corners and edges. Rodding is done continuously over the complete area of effectively pack the concrete and drive away the entrapped air. Instead of iron rod, bamboos or cane may also be used for rodding purpose. Hand compaction. The next method of hand compaction is ramming. Ramming should be done with care as it may disturb the position of reinforcement or the formwork may fail if steel rammer is used. Light ramming can be permitted in unreinforced foundation concrete or in ground floor construction. It should not be permitted in case of reinforced concrete or in the upper floor construction where concrete is placed in the formwork supported on structure. The third method of hand compaction is tamping. Tamping is one of the usual method adopted in compacting roof or floor slab or road pavements where the thickness of concrete is comparatively less and the surface to be finished smooth and level. Tamping consists of beating the top surface by wooden crossbeam of section about 10 by 10 centimeter. This is all about the hand compaction. In next lecture we will see mechanical compaction, different types of vibrators used for mechanical compaction of concrete and compaction by pressure jolting we will see in next lecture. Thank you.